Okay, turn it up. Lights. Stage is set.
All speakers ready?
Sound recording. Camera roll. We're going live in 3, 2.
My grandfather once told me, "Nothing stays the same, not even you." At the time, it sounded simple, obvious even. But the longer I've lived with that idea, the more I've come to realize just how uncomfortable that actually is. Let me ask you all something. Have you ever gone through change? Please raise your hands if you've ever gone through change. We all have. It's a human experience. Did it make you uncomfortable like it made me? Because change itself is not what unsettles us. Uncertainty is. The moment we no longer know what comes next, the moment where the familiarity has disappeared. And yet, it is precisely at that moment that growth becomes possible. Let me share a personal story with all of you. Around 3 years ago, at the beginning of grade 8, I learned what uncertainty truly feels like. After almost 2 years of online school, I had gotten used to becoming invisible. Every time I felt overwhelmed, with a click of a button, I could turn off my camera. Every time I felt uncomfortable, with a click of a button, I can mute myself. And that became normal. I had gotten so used to being invisible, to blending in the background, that I forgot what it feels to exist. I forgot what it feels to be seen. So when we were told that we were going back to school in person, I didn't feel excited. I felt scared. I felt real, genuine fear. Because I knew I couldn't just hide behind the camera anymore. I knew I couldn't just hide behind my laptop, my screen. And this thought stayed with me. I remember waking up the first morning of grade 8 with this heavy feeling in my chest. I can't log off anymore. I can't hide anymore. And this continued all the way to school. When I arrived there, everything felt more loud and intense than I could ever remember. People were talking, moving in groups, laughing, having fun. You want to take a guess how I felt? Well, if you said that I was lonely and I stayed quiet in the corner of every room, congratulations, you're correct. Everyone seemed comfortable, as if they knew where they had belonged, as if they had their own groups, their own people to talk to. I didn't. I mean, I felt uncomfortable all the time. I felt out of place in a place where I was supposed to know. I mean, I spent the better part of 7 years of my life in this community, in this school. I didn't feel included. I felt alienated. I felt fragmented. And it didn't get any better. Break time was the worst. Every break time, I'd see people playing soccer, playing basketball, having fun, moving in groups, like usual. And when everyone was looking forward for that break time, I was looking forward to class. Because in class, I could just hide behind the teacher's words as they ramble on about some random math equation. I didn't have that in break time. I didn't know how to act natural. I didn't know how to start conversations. I didn't know how to join these people in these conversations. And I didn't want to look like I was being left out. So you know what this guy did? Every break time, he'd go to that toilet right there. Yes, that toilet right there every break time. It was an escape from the change that was forced on me. At least with staying in the toilet, I could feel comfortable. I could feel unseen, like I was hiding behind a camera again, except this time a stall. Though I knew it wasn't good. He knew it wasn't right. Every break, I would just stand there, scrolling on my phone, waiting for the bell to ring. And quite honestly, it never felt like it did. I had gotten so used to being unseen that became my certainty. I thought that was what I was meant to become, what I was meant to do. And I did that for days. Upon days, which turned into weeks, turned into months. Months of hiding behind a bathroom stall. And I thought to myself, is that really who you're meant to be? Hiding behind a bathroom stall? This is high school. You're supposed to enjoy life, make friends, have fun. Where's the fun part in hiding in a bathroom? And then one day, in the middle of scrolling through my phone, waiting for the bell to ring, a whisper entered my head. You want to guess what the whisper was? Nothing stays the same. Not even you. And that thought, that whisper, scared me more than being awkward ever did, more than being uncomfortable ever did. So I started trying, little by little. A small conversation or two in class, a comment. Maybe I tried to join in with these soccer people. And sure, they were awkward. I could tell that they could tell I was awkward. I would go home replaying all these small conversations in my head, wishing I could have just stayed quiet and felt safe. But I knew I couldn't stay the same. And so I kept on going and I kept on persisting. It was uncomfortable. It was uncertain. But the fear stopped controlling every decision that I made. And looking back, that period taught me something I couldn't have learned any other way. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. It's a human instinct to be afraid of the unknown. But it is exactly at that place, at the unknown, that hope is born. You see, failure has been given a reputation that it doesn't deserve. We often treat it like a verdict, like it's some sort of proof that we weren't enough. But it's not. It's evidence. It's evidence that we've moved, that we've gone beyond what felt certain, what felt safe, to find out who we truly are. All of the greatest things in life are hidden behind fear. And my fear was talking. Simple as that. Avoiding failure does not keep us safe. It keeps us small. Each time we choose comfort over growth, each time we choose certainty over uncertainty, we are trapping ourselves in our own little echo chamber. And actually, over 2,000 years ago, the philosopher Heraclitus captured this idea in a single sentence. No man ever steps in the same river twice. Sure, at first glance, it sounds like a quote about the world constantly changing, but it goes deeper than that. It's not just the river that changes. It's the person stepping into it. we change. Our context changes, our understanding changes, and without asking for our permission, we also flow with the river. Too often in life, we try to do the same things over and over and over again. We keep trying to do the same routines. We keep trying to adopt the same mindsets, even though we know we've changed. You weren't the same person you were 5 months ago, nor are you the same person you were 3 months ago, or last month, or this morning, or even now. And yet, let me ask you this. Even despite all those changes, how often do we try to go back anyways? Like I said, we go back to the same routines, the same mindsets that once made us feel safe, that once made us feel certain. But they're not. Not anymore. When we keep doing the same things over and over again, we're not being consistent. We're being misaligned. There's a saying often attributed to Einstein that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. But I think there's more to that. Sure, the action may stay the same. But you guessed it, we don't. We don't stay the same. Like I said, our context changes, our understanding changes. Everything about us changes with time. And when we keep forcing ourselves back into those old certainties, we're only setting ourselves back. And I think that's what my grandfather was trying to tell me all this time. When he said that nothing stays the same, not even you. He wasn't warning me about failure. He wasn't warning me about the world constantly changing. He was telling me something more important. That change is unavoidable. Whether you like it or not, whether you love it or hate it, change is unavoidable. And it is also harsh. Change will beat you down, it'll hurt you, it'll make you cry, and at times it'll even make you hide in the bathroom stall. But without it, we're not human. We suffer most not because of change. We suffer because we resist change. This is me with my grandfather in 2016. And I wouldn't have guessed that 10 years ago I would be speaking in front of all of you about what he said. Words that to me felt like just words. But it was more than that. And I understand. Because every moment that we learn, that we adapt, that we change, we are going through life. As time passes, our experiences change, our feelings change, and what we feel, it all changes. Because life is change itself. And if I'm being honest, there's only one true certainty in life. And that's change. Nothing in life is certain except for one thing, the fact that we will continue to change. We always will continue to change. And that's not something to be afraid of. It's something to honor. It's something to take dearly. Because without it, you wouldn't be who you are today. Yes, I'm talking about all of you here, every single one of you sitting in front of me. I'm sure you've all gone through change. I'm sure you've gone through a painful stage in your life. I'm sure you've gone through uncertainty. But you wouldn't be who you are today without that. You wouldn't. And so, before I close my talk, I'd like to ask all of you one last question. What will you do when you're faced with change. My name is Abel. Thank you for listening.